Hey there, creepy collectors, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, bringing you a Spirit Halloween review. Now, I haven't purchased a ton of Spirit exclusive costume pieces or masks over the years. Usually the pieces that I'm buying at Spirit belong to other companies, but they're just distributing them. Today, however, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of pieces that are original to Spirit Halloween and can only be purchased through Spirit online or in stores. And what we're going to be taking a look at, as you can already tell by the title and thumbnail, is this Trick or Treat Sam burlap mask and the Hollie-Ho bar. So let's start off with the mask itself. There's not a whole lot to say here, guys. I mean, obviously it's a big burlap head, but as far as the construction itself, the head is basically a large latex dome. So I'm sure this thing would look very interesting stripped down. Then they pattern out this burlap in such a way that they can wrap it around the head and glue it down, and it looks pretty decent. Then they glue on this burlap wrapped band, which has a lot of twine glued to it, and you can see that going all the way to the back of the head. The mouth is actually stitched through with twine and then glued in place at the ends, but I'm not sure if this is like accurately patterned or not. I haven't sat down and tried to compare this to screenshots. For Spirit Halloween, I'm not expecting screen use quality, but overall I will say it is a pretty good looking mask. As for the eyes, this is a peculiar one. You would think that these are real buttons, right? Wrong. These are latex buttons, and the stitching here in the middle of the eyes, they're not actually stitched on like you would assume. It's just little pieces of twine glued there. So when you look at it up close, it's pretty noticeable that it's just twine glued on top of these buttons. So if there were any upgrades really to be made to the mask, I would say maybe replace the eyes. The rope around the neck is glued all the way on, and it's also glued down here in the front, so you can't fasten this any tighter. It's purely there for aesthetic. And in the back here, you do have a couple of pieces of Velcro so that you can, snap it up, make it closed in the back, release it whenever you need to. Overall, it's really not a bad mask, especially for the price. Next, let's take a look at one of Sam's most infamous weapons. Not his most infamous, that would have to be the lollipop. Here we have the Hollie-Ho bar. The Hollie-Ho bar is seen during the end of the film, and if for some reason you have not watched the movie, I won't spoil anything about it specifically, but regardless, spoiler alert, there's a razor inside. But razor blades aside, let's take a look at this full thing as a prop. Of course, you've got the Hollie-Ho logo printed there, sugar sweet charged snack, 5 ounces of candy, caramel, peanuts, and nougat. Then you've got a whole bunch of actual nutritional facts here. On the back, you've got a barcode. On one side, it even says at 2021 legendary. That's pretty cool. It has a full set of ingredients, allergy information, and then on the side here, largest value, 5 ounce, more chocolate, more sugar, Hollie-Ho. So yeah, very well done. Even the fact that they were able to print that and at such high quality is very surprising. And the fact that from a distance this actually passes for an actual chocolate bar, very convincing. The chocolate paint job itself looks nice and glossy, it looks like chocolate. Then if you pull the chocolate off, of course you have the razor inside. But if you have to put it back on, it actually will attach either way. So I don't believe there's any wrong way to put this on. It will line up perfectly either way. Then we get to what is probably the coolest part of this prop. Not only do you have a chocolate bar with a razor blade in it, which as a kid I would have loved this just because, but it is also a retractable. This is a big deal for so many different reasons. First of all, as a child, I think we all can remember those retractable daggers, those tiny little retractable plastic knives. But other than that, there weren't too many other retractable toys, and that's for a couple of good reasons, probably. One big reason is that retractables can fail and can sometimes injure people. That has happened many times on film, including, most notably, at least, to my audience, in Scream 3. So regardless of how safe they're intended to be, they can harm people, but they're also very expensive. For those two reasons, they pretty much no longer use retractables in films, but oddly enough, now we're getting retractable toys for very, very cheap. Spirit has a retractable syringe this year, I think. They have a retractable box cutter, and other than that, I believe there's just this retractable, but still, the fact that you can get these kind of retractables and only for $10 is pretty insane. Something like this, if made for a movie production, would cost them probably $5,000 to $7,000, if not more. But we as horror fans are spoiled modern day because we can now go find these in Spirit for $10. Well, that is given that if you actually go find it in Spirit and don't have to play the resale market. So yeah, with that being said, if you can find one in stores and you're a trick-or-treat fan, absolutely grab one. And as far as the mask, I think it's great. If you don't have a Sam mask, if you're looking for one, maybe consider picking this up. With just a little bit of tweaking, it could be a lot better. The Hollie-Ho bar couldn't get much better than this, especially for 10 bucks. And with that being said, nothing left to do but give you guys some footage of this thing in use. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video and all the other videos that have been coming out this season. Love you all, thank you for watching, and see you next time.